Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're not back long from our little trip to the pirate ship. All the booty has been put away. So some of the crap's in here, some of the other crap's in here, some of the crap's in there, some of the crap's not in there because that's QDS in here and stuff like that. So I've decided, if you saw in that last chest, that it was going to be a good time to build the ME system. I think it's going to be a lot better because it means we can get rid of a lot of the chests we've got lying around, other than things I want to keep out of the system. So that's going to minimize a lot of the crap that we've got. All this cobblestone, this can all go. I can move the trash can to somewhere more useful, like where these are. You know, there's a lot of stuff in here that we could end up. We can end up moving. So, and Raven paid me a visit and gave me I brought a new backpack, which is a big one, which has got double the space. So that's going to be really handy for our adventures in Adventuryland. Just make sure everything down here is cool. Need to get rid of this chest. This guy's is a little bit buggy, so I'm literally just going to leave it there as part of the backup system. There's crap in there. My digital miner's in there. Right, so we're going to crack on with the ME system. So the first thing we need to build for the ME system is an ME controller. So this is all part of the Applied Energistics mod. So we're going to build our ME controller first. So I've already got some of the stuff prepped in this chest here. So this is where some of the builds start to become a little bit more complicated. Where there's 3 to 4 stages of build, hence why you need 2 to 3 crafting tables when you're building this system out. So this is the basic of it. Let me go back so you can actually see it. So it's 4 iron bars in the corners, Fluix crystals north, south, east and west. I'll show you how to build these in a minute. And an ME advanced processor. So let's look at the Fluix crystals first. So it's redstone, a Certus crystal and a nether quartz. Certus quartz and a nether quartz. So these guys up here in that top shape will give you one of these. I do not believe there's another way to make these, but they are used in basically everything inside Applied Energistics. It's relatively expensive. The whole system's relatively expensive. So yeah, that's what we're going to be building these in a moment. We've got quite a few at the moment because I've pre-built some of this to go through it again, just to warm my memory. And the last thing we need is an advanced processor. So building the advanced processor is a redstone diamond chipset, the silicon and the Fluix dust. Okay, so wrong thing. So silicon is made by putting Certus quartz or nether quartz in a redstone furnace or an alloy smelter. We can't do it that way because we don't have that. You can either smelt, which is slow, or you can use a redstone furnace, which is much quicker, to create our silicon. So that's how that's done, dead easy. Silicon itself, as I said, is relatively easy to make. It's just costly because of nether quartz dust or Certus quartz dust. There's a lot of danger involved in getting those elements. Nether quartz dust is made purely by grinding. Why did I choose U? I don't want U, I wanted R. Anyway, there we go. So nether quartz dust is designed by crushing or pulverizing. That's it. Or you can do it in a sag mill, which I do have one of, but you would have to get the ore out. So whatever you do, you would have to silk touch it out. Put it through any type of crusher or pulverizer, and you'll end up with nether quartz dust. Wrong thing. The redstone chipset, the Fluix dust, that's the thing I want to talk about, is basically nether quartz dust. It's basically the same as the Fluix crystal, but you change the 2 main elements with their dust forms. And you'll get 2 Fluix dust. So redstone, Certus quartz dust, nether quartz dust. Certus quartz dust you can generate directly from crushing Certus quartz, but it will also drop naturally, remember, when you find nether quartz ore. So that's all pretty good. We're pretty sorted on that. Let me put these away. Let me grab this iron out of here. Put that there. So that's basically where have I put this build in the middle one? So that's basically how you build an advanced processor. Now the other thing to do is the diamond. So remember, if we use this, which is the assembly table, which will be a redstone, if you add a diamond to here, you'll get the option, or gold bar, you'll get the option to either build just a redstone chip as we do now, because we've only got redstone in. If we added gold, then you'll get the option to build gold. If you add diamond, you'll get the option to have gold or diamond ones built. We've already built some of these because we preempted it. So we need to build that here. So we need this. We need a silicone and a Fluix dust. Silicone and a Fluix dust and advanced ME processor. So the big question for a lot of people is, why do you go through this trouble building the ME system? The ME system is so much nicer when you get the whole thing sorted out. So there we go, bang, it's in, it's done. It's registering 0 and 640 millijoules. That's because it's not picking it up for some reason, but the power unit the ME controller takes would take all power systems available in Minecraft. You'll know it's powered up because of the nice green thing. If it's getting lots and lots of lovely power, the green thing will be up high. If it's getting less and less power, it will slowly drop down until it goes dark. Let me show you what it looks like when there's no power to it. Thank you. So if you have it and there's no power, you will get this. It will just be a grey-black screen. But we've got power and we've powered it up. So the next thing we'll want to do is, there's a couple of things we could do. We need a pattern encoder, and we also need a pattern provider. So we're going to build the pattern encoder first. Okay, so this is relatively simple. So other than this part here, the basic recipe is quite cheap and simple to make. So we're going to make it over here. Pattern encoder, send that recipe here. So some iron bars. Let's do that part first. So as you see there, you're basically building a cauldron according to Minecraft. We need to then build a chest. No, not a chest. Oh, why did I do that? That was a waste. Alright, we'll have something else that requires a chest at some point. We need a crafting table, and then the last thing we need for the pattern encoder is our conversion matrix. Again, this is a multi-step build, so we're going to start it. This is where we're going to build it, because we're building our pattern encoder on the other bench, so we're going to build our conversion matrix here. So we need 4 iron, 2 Fluix dust, a nether quartz, a Certus quartz, and a basic ME. Through the shape crafting, you can see that it doesn't care whether it's a Certus or nether, goes in either 2 ends as long as it goes in, but the rest has to stay as. So we need both of these, nether quartz, Certus quartz, 4 iron, and the basic processor. So we'll go to here to build the basic processor. Basic processor is exactly the same as the advanced processor, except it uses the golden chipset and not the diamond chipset. So let's get those parts. So we need one of these, one of these. This is why I end up using so many crafting tables, guys. This is because it's relatively important that we use multiple crafting tables so we don't have to keep taking our recipes on and off. It will it'll help you also remember what the heck you're doing with what recipe and what was I building. Oh yes, I'm going over here to take one of our, come to the end table, put our redstone chipset in, and we end up with our ME basic processor. Very simple build, but we are looking at a 3-stage build here. For our conversion matrix, put our conversion matrix in here to give our pattern encoder. Confused? Don't worry about it. You need to ask me any questions, you can do. And we'll go through, I can answer in the comments, or I can have another video which will clear things out for everybody. Okay, so our pattern encoder and our controllers together, but we've got no way to do anything with this, so we need to build a crafting terminal or an access terminal. To build the crafting terminal, we must have an access terminal anyway, because that's what it serves a purpose of. So we're going to build the access terminal next. Okay. I'll go through the pattern encoder when I've got an example of how that's used once the system's built, so you guys can see what goes on. I just think it makes a bit more sense that way. So let's build our access terminal. So we need 3 glass, 4 iron for the chest. So let's get some glass. I believe we have some iron here anyway, so that's 3 glass this way. I've got glass up there anyway, never mind. Our iron here. Okay, and then what was next? Another conversion matrix and an ME cable. Now I've got a couple of ME cables here, but I'll show you the process of building, of how to build an ME cable. In fact, I should have... It's just to make things simple, the process, guys. I'll just move this to the end. Here, like that. So I'll show you how to build the ME cable we need. So ME cables are like any other cable. These are glass surrounded by something else. Now remember, you've got aluminium cables, which are wool with aluminium blocks in it. But we are running low on Fluix dust, so I need to get some more. So we'll do that in a second. We'll build that so you guys can see that. So I'll stick those cables in there. Okay, so we've got that, and the last thing we need to build is another conversion matrix. Okay, so the conversion matrix is the same as its last time. It's the same system, so we're going to build it here because that's the easiest place for us to see it. Do need to go and get more nether quartz. Hopefully Raving's not raided it all and there's none left and the whole nether's gone and the whole project's up to doof because he stole it all. And we've got one more Fluix dust left. So then that's that stage done. So we need to again build the no, we're not going to buy it, we're going to make it. We need to build a basic processor, golden redstone chipset is the requirement, and we need our Fluix dust and our silicon. Fluix dust, our silicon, our basic processor in, conversion matrix in, and we have our access terminal. This is really quick on how to put these together, and I hope you guys are following it. As I said, if not, then let us know. So we have our access terminal, which allows us to come in here and do our thing. Basically, when this system's set up, it will link to the we can have it on synchronized mode. So if I go into here and I look for a table, this should synchronize and show me the tables here as well as what's happening in the terminal. Okay, so that means that when it comes to having a crafting table, this is going to be a lot easier. Now we're going to build the ME crafting terminal instead of just the access terminal, because it's going to allow us to craft inside ME without us having patterns. We'll show you that in a sec. So I come out of here and go into applied, and we're going to build here. Not this, not that, here. Okay, so we need another crafting table, some more iron and glass. So let's get the iron and glass because that's just here. I'll just grab and grab, I can't bother counting. So let me get this pattern back in so I remember it. Our iron, get out. Our glass and our glass. We need a crafting table and then a storage cell. This is again a multi-build. What was I going for? Forgetful face. Crafting table, that's what I was going to milk. You daft butt face. So, here we go. Crafting table. Get rid of that. Come over to the end here. A lot of low level stuff. And then the main components seems to be the multi-build. So we're going to build a storage cell. This is also used in building the drives. So this is again by Raven, 4 redstone, 4 Certus quartz, and a basic processor. So we're going to build that here. So we have 4 redstone. That's the right way round. Don't think it is. No, it's not. Redstone, 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 redstone. Certus quartz, Certus quartz, Certus quartz, Certus quartz. And then we need to build the basic processor, which we'll build here, which is things we no longer have. So we need to make some more fluid up. So this is made with Certus quartz dust, nether quartz dust, and a redstone. Okay, so we need redstone, Certus quartz dust, and nether quartz dust. But let's see how we'll get double for this, so we should get a decent amount. 38. Okay, that'll do. We will need a lot of this stuff. Here, so we're going to build the processor. As I said, it's fluidics dust, silicone. If you guys need me to go over this stuff again, then that's fine, because the ME system does take a lot of getting used to. It is quite complicated. I've spent the last couple of hours just going over it again, making sure I'm happy with it, because it's been a while since I've used it. And there we have our storage cell, boom, and we have our crafting terminal. Now let's go quickly and have a look at what the crafting terminal does and what it means to us. Okay, so we have our crafting terminal and we have our ME controller. We cannot put anything in anywhere yet because we have no physical storage. The storage we have, one storage cell, is giving us this, which means with the ME system we can... It's not going to do it, is it? Bugger! Okay, so that only works on there. So the ME crafting terminal is when we have resources in here, we can physically craft from the ME terminal itself, and it will give us our product out. Now this is all completely manual, but we are going to move on into the automated system. But this is purely manual, okay? So what you'll see here is this: when this does a search up here, this will go ahead through using NEI, as far as I'm aware, to search through your main inventory storage to find what it's looking for. It'll find what it's looking for and display the elements up there. So what that also does is when we actually get to auto crafting, we can, if we don't have something but we have a pattern encoded for it, and we have patterns encoded for other things that are used in that recipe, the system will automatically, with the right machines, go and build everything for you. So where all the machines and everything are now, I think that room that's the other side is probably going to change quite dramatically on here. The other thing is I want to quickly go over is the pattern encoder. Now this, we put in a blank pattern, so let's go through any blank. We put in a blank pattern into the top slot, okay? So if I wanted to craft this in particular, we'd look at the recipe, I'd shift and click the question mark. The pattern will automatically go into the system, okay, and it shows me the pattern of what I'm building. I can have a blank pattern in here. Obviously this is quite a bad example actually. You'd have a blank pattern code in here, you would click encode, that pattern would then change. This would change from white to blue. You take that out and then it means you've got this pattern encoded on a blank, now a pattern, put my teeth in, an encoded pattern. That can then get put into storage, and that's pretty much it. It's rattling away my keyboard. So let's look at something even simpler. It's in something that's in the system. So we want to build a 16K storage drive. So we click to see what the pattern is. Shift click the question mark, and there we go. It needs 2 glass, 3 redstone, a storage block, and iron. Now if we had these equipment in the system and it was automated, we didn't have any built, we could say build us one and it would go and build us one of these drives. We'll go into that later because I'm looking at stuff that's in there and I'm getting the feeling you guys are saying, what the fuck are you talking about? But don't worry, when we actually start using this, you guys will get a better understanding of what's going on. Let me put this crescent hammer away. But the next thing we're going to be deciding to do is what we're going to do about the actual storage itself. Now I am going to probably go straight to lumping it. I'm building crafting CPUs, heat vents, and assembler containment and pattern providers, okay, so that we can store as many patterns as we need to in a system that's relatively big. That's what's through here. So before we go, guys, I'll take you downstairs. So basically this will be where the ME crafting terminal system is. It will sit in here. I've decided whether I'm going to knock through here and then close off here so there's actual access into this properly. And then we go downstairs to here, and I think I showed you this in the earlier videos where we're going to put the storage drive. Now I haven't really decided how big we're going to make it, but it's going to be at least 3 blocks tall, maybe 4 actually. I might have to go up a level on the roof. I haven't quite decided, but even 4 blocks tall. Maybe dig one down actually. That's what I'll probably do. I'll leave it as 3 here and dig tall, but I don't know how far down I'm going to go. It all depends on how big and how expensive this casing becomes. That's obviously me digging for something earlier and I can't now get out. Okay, I'm now stuck. Oh, I've got no tools. Okay, guys, I'm going to bash my way out of here. But anyway, thank you for watching. We're going to get more into the ME system later in the next couple of videos. Don't worry too much about it. The ME system is relatively confusing. It's relatively hard to pick up the first time you do it, but guys, that's what we're here to do. You guys can replay this video, watch it as often as you need to get an understanding of what's going on. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next video, everybody. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.